5 signs a rental lease is a bad deal. Are you on the hunt for a new rental, eager to find a place that feels like home, but worried about signing a lease that could turn into a nightmare? Renting a property is a significant commitment, and a bad lease can lead to financial strain, stress, and unexpected headaches. In today's competitive rental market, with rising rents and varying landlord practices, knowing how to spot a problematic lease is crucial for protecting your wallet and peace of mind. In this article, we're diving into 5 clear signs that a rental lease is a bad deal. Backed by real estate research and practical insights, these signs will help you evaluate any lease agreement and offer actionable steps to avoid costly mistakes. Stay with us, because you might be closer to dodging a bad deal than you think. Let's get started. Sign 1. The lease terms are overly restrictive or vague. The first sign a rental lease is a bad deal is when its terms are overly restrictive or vague, creating potential for disputes or unfair limitations. A 2021 study from the Urban Institute found that unclear or excessively rigid lease terms, such as ambiguous maintenance responsibilities or strict rules on guests, often lead to tenant dissatisfaction and legal conflicts. A good lease should be clear, fair, and balanced for both parties. Consider 2 renters, Emma and Noah, reviewing lease agreements in Chicago. Emma's lease has vague clauses, like tenant responsible for all repairs, without defining scope, and bans overnight guests without landlord approval. She walks away, avoiding future disputes. Noah signs a similar lease, later facing unexpected $500 repair bills and landlord complaints about visitors. Emma's caution saves her stress, while Noah's oversight traps him in a restrictive deal. If you're spotting unclear or harsh terms, maybe the lease demands you cover unspecified property damages or limits decorating, you're seeing this sign. To address it, read the lease carefully, highlighting vague phrases, e.g., as needed or at landlord's discretion. Ask for written clarification or negotiate restrictive rules, like guest policies. Consult a tenant's rights guide from your state's housing authority, e.g., HUD or local tenant unions, to ensure terms comply with laws. Ask yourself, are the lease terms clear and reasonable? If not, it's a red flag the lease is a bad deal. Sign 2. The landlord has a poor reputation based on reviews. The second sign a rental lease is a bad deal is when the landlord or property manager has a poor reputation based on tenant reviews. Research from Yale Law Journal, 2020, shows that landlords with consistent negative feedback about unresponsiveness, unfair practices, or neglect often create stressful rental experiences, leading to disputes or financial loss. A landlord's track record is a key indicator of your future experience. Picture 2 prospective tenants, Sophia and Liam, considering apartments in Seattle. Sophia checks online platforms like apartment ratings and Google reviews, finding multiple complaints about her potential landlord ignoring repairs and withholding deposits. She chooses another property. Liam skips reviews, signs the lease, and later deals with a landlord who delays maintenance and disputes his deposit refund. Sophia's research spares her trouble, while Liam's oversight lands him in a bad deal. If you're finding negative landlord reviews, maybe tenants report unreturned calls or unethical behavior, you're seeing this sign. To investigate, search the landlord's name or property address on review sites, Reddit, or local tenant forums. Cross-check with at least 3 sources and contact past tenants if possible, e.g., via neighborhood groups. Ask current tenants about their experience during a property tour. If this resonates, comment number 2 below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more insights. Does the landlord have a bad rap? That's a clear warning the lease is risky. Sign 3. Maintenance requests are ignored or delayed. The third sign a rental lease is a bad deal is when maintenance requests are consistently ignored or delayed. A 2021 report from the National Low-Income Housing Coalition found that unresponsive landlords, those slow to fix issues like plumbing, heating, or pest control, create unsafe or unlivable conditions, often violating tenant rights. Prompt maintenance is a hallmark of a reliable landlord and a good lease. Imagine 2 renters, Ava and Ethan, living in Atlanta rentals. Ava tours a property and learns from current tenants that maintenance requests, like leaky faucets, take months to resolve. She passes on the lease, avoiding frustration. Ethan signs without asking, then waits 6 weeks for a broken heater repair, enduring cold nights and high utility bills. Ava's diligence keeps her comfortable, while Ethan's haste leads to a bad deal. If you're hearing about or observing maintenance delays, Maybe tenants complain about unresolved issues or you notice neglected common areas during a tour. You're seeing this sign. To check, ask the landlord for their maintenance process. How are requests submitted, and what's the typical response time? Request a 24 to 48-hour turnaround in writing in the lease. Inspect the property for signs of neglect, e.g., peeling paint, broken fixtures, and ask current tenants about repair timeliness. Are maintenance issues being ignored? That's a strong reason to reconsider the lease. Sign 4. The deposit requirements are unusually high. The fourth sign a rental lease is a bad deal is when the deposit requirements are unusually high compared to market standards. According to a 2020 Zillow analysis, typical security deposits range from 1 to 2 months' rent, but excessive demands, beyond state legal limits or local norms, can signal a landlord's intent to withhold funds unfairly, tying up your cash unnecessarily. Consider two apartment hunters, Chloe and Ryan, in Denver. Chloe's prospective lease demands a $3,000 deposit for a $1,500 per month apartment, double the norm and exceeding Colorado's 2-month limit. She negotiates or walks away, preserving her savings. Ryan signs a similar lease, tying up $3,500, only to face disputes when trying to recover it. Chloe's scrutiny protects her finances, while Ryan's agreement locks him into a bad deal. If the deposit seems steep, maybe it's more than 2 months' rent or includes non-refunded fees, you're seeing this sign. To evaluate, check your state's deposit laws via NALO or tenant right sites, e.g., California caps at 2 months for unfurnished units. Compare with local listings on apartments.com to confirm market norms. Ask the landlord to justify high deposits and ensure the lease specifies refund conditions. Can you afford the deposit, and is it fair? If not, it's a sign the lease is a bad deal. If this hits home, comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you're not subscribed, hit that bell for more tips. Sign 5. The property hasn't been properly maintained. The fifth sign a rental lease is a bad deal is when the property shows clear signs of poor maintenance or neglect. A 2021 HUD report notes that poorly maintained rentals, evidenced by issues like mold, faulty wiring, or broken appliances, can pose health risks and lead to costly repairs, often falling on tenants in bad leases. A well-kept property signals a landlord's commitment to your comfort and safety. Picture two students, Grace and Owen, touring rentals in Boston. Grace notices cracked walls, water stains, and outdated wiring in a unit, indicating neglect. She chooses a better-maintained property, enjoying a safe home. Owen ignores similar red flags, signing the lease, only to deal with frequent leaks and a $200 electrician bill the landlord refuses to cover. Grace's attention to maintenance saves her, while Owen's oversight lands him in a bad deal. If the property looks run down, maybe you've seen mold spots, broken windows, or outdated systems during a tour, you're seeing this sign. To assess, conduct a thorough walkthrough, checking for issues like leaks, pest signs, or HVAC functionality. Request a professional inspection if allowed, cost $100 to $300, and ask for repair records. Negotiate pre-move fixes in writing. Is the property poorly maintained? That's a final warning the lease is a bad deal. Final thoughts. Take a moment to reflect on these 5 signs. Are the lease terms vague or restrictive? Does the landlord have a poor reputation? Are maintenance requests ignored? Is the deposit unusually high? Or is the property neglected? If these resonate, the rental lease you're considering is likely a bad deal, one that could cost you time, money, and peace of mind. Avoiding a bad lease is about vigilance and preparation, ensuring your home supports your lifestyle, not hinders it. Take action with small steps. Scrutinize the lease, research the landlord, ask about maintenance, check deposit norms, or inspect the property thoroughly. Start today, pick one step and commit to it. Your next home should be a haven, not a headache. Keep searching, because a great rental is within your reach.